Hey folks, North Star here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Beautiful Christmas day here in Colorado. Sunny, warm. Actually kind of reminds me of North Carolina in that sense. In any case, I just wanted to pop on and first of all, hope that everybody is having a beautiful festive season, whatever it is you may be celebrating for those who are celebrating. And for those who are not celebrating a particular holiday or event at this time of year, I hope that you are no less taking time to enjoy the love and company and companionship of friends, family, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that makes this such a special day and or time of year for you. Now, I do want to say, Phoenix and I got quite a few messages last night, relation to the Overpaired Open Mic. For those of you who had missed the announcement at either the previous two open mic nights or one of the videos I posted recently, both last night and the upcoming Wednesday, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, Jives Coffee Lounge was closing at 2. So we will not be doing the Overpaired Open Mic at Jives on those particular evenings. We will be back with our normal setup that first Wednesday in January. Once again, sign up starts at 5:30 for all of our performers. Show runs 6 to 9 or until the list runs out, whichever happens first. So come out to Jives, get some great food or drink in a great atmosphere. Join your hosting team, Richard Miller, Phoenix, and myself, as we get ready to kick off 2026. Now, for those of you who did miss last week's open mic night, we did our last Exquisite Corpse of the year, our last one for 2025. I have not posted it in the Facebook group yet. I actually have it typed up, about to sit down and proofread it right now. And I don't normally share these in my video posts, but this is one of the ones that really just kind of hit me a certain way. And I wanted to share it with you guys. Whether you are familiar with the creative form or you're like, Exquisite, what is this guy talking about? Exquisite Corpse, aka Exquisite Cadaver, is a creative art form that goes back to Andre Breton and a few of his friends. I've seen it adapted a few different ways. It was introduced to me in the late 90s, early aughts by my mentor back in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Mr. Neil D. Ray. It's something that we used to do post open mic, gathering, sometimes a bunch of musicians and poets. We'd get together at somebody's house. Maybe we'd be playing spades or jamming or writing, and we'd start doing these little collaborative poems. Of course, if you've ever been at an open mic I've hosted and some other open mics around the area, depending on who you've got in your mix, you've probably seen creative forms like this, collaborative forms like this right here. There's a number of different ways to do this as far as a writing exercise. When I do it at Jives Coffee Lounge, my goal is to keep it as inclusive and essentially simple as possible. When I say it like that, for example, with an experienced group of writers, I might throw form. I might say everybody has to write their piece in haiku or tanka, not rondo. That one is still my nemesis right now. But I might say after writing Villanelle, I might pull words out of a dictionary and then pull out a thesaurus and say, all right, here's the words, but you have to use synonyms and antonyms. You can't use those actual words. Different things like that to get that creative muscle going. Also because it's a personal pet peeve when someone tells me I can't do poetry, whatever can't do poetry might mean to you. My personal opinion, unless you are referring to a physical limitation, a mental limitation, or an emotional limitation. And yes, I believe that last one is a real thing. Unless you are referring to one of those three things, the moment you say the word can't, you're kind of taking away your own power. And echoing the words that my mentor Neil has said many times over, and some of you have heard me say many times over, we speak poetry every day. Every day. I like to say every time you take the time to not just say, but relate what is going on in your mind, your heart, your soul, trying to find those ever elusive right words, you're speaking poetry. Some of us just answer the call to mold it, sculpt it, shape it, or as I've always said, poetry writes me. Allow it to mold, sculpt, shape us. In any case, The Exquisite Corpse, the way I do it at Jives, like I said, I try to keep it very simple. I know I'm rambling on. This video is going long, guys. I apologize. I try to keep it very simple. I basically write 4 lines on a sheet of paper and then, fold it over, revealing only my last line. When the paper comes around the room, everybody's welcome to participate. Nobody is required. All that is asked is do not write on the fold. Do not peek under the fold. Simply follow the exposed line as your prompt. Go to that next available line. Write no less than 2, no more than 4. Fold it over, revealing your last line. And then pass it along. Sometimes this can be done with the last word. There's other ways to do it. In any case, once it goes around like that, I read it at the end of the night. I might be able to mention a few other things, but I've already taken up enough time as it is. I really want to get sharing this with you guys. I see it as a prime example. Well, I'll address that in a second. So, this is the Exquisite Corpse collaboration that we wrote during the open mic night, during the Orchard open mic at Jives Coffee Lounge on the evening of December 17th, 2025. And keeping with the way I normally do things, I only read to the crowd my last line one time at the beginning of the night, just to find the first person who's going to pick up the prompt from there. After that, everybody was on their own. My last line that kicked this off. And tell me, how will your next chapter be written? This is what we wrote together. Take a walk with me. Walk through the dreamscape of the mind, surf the seas of emotion, unpack the volumes of experience that serve as prologue. And tell me, how will your next chapter be written? How will the next chapter of your life be lived? Will you go down in blazing glory, a comet, a falling star, or fade silently into a mass grave? Fading out, hiding your light. Tell me, how will you live? Will you walk away or fight out of fear, out of spite, something else you can't explain? Don't think. Don't speak. Show me. How will you live? Amongst the trees, within the soil, beneath the rhythms that guide your soul. Tell me the beat. Show me your soul. Show me your spirit. Let's dance to the drums. Let's run away and enjoy the sun. And if the sun burns me, I won't be afraid, because of the strength I have in being gay, being able to open up about my feelings without fear, being able to show others that it's okay to be yourself, no shoulder to look over, holding my head high, because nobody can be me better than I can, except for when I lose myself in you. Like I almost always do. Enjoy outdoors and the weather. I'm excited to strengthen my relationships with the ones I love and the ones that love me. Together is a mixture of choice and love. Like that line. Love so often presents itself as out of control, not a choice, and yet I'd choose to love you in every life. Maybe then we'd be lovers, or even better, friends. I still can't help but wonder how the timeline unfolds. In the midst of it all, I just breathe, whispering my love to the sky of the moon, flying through the night like stars falling on the roof. I also fell on the roof. Bumped my head like Humpty Dumpty. It was an ungraceful fall, not princess-like at all. I stand up, brush myself off, and rise. It's time to shoot for the stars again, my friends. Unless, like ladders, they fall asunder, hurtling down their galaxy blunder, until, as sugar in hot tea, they too dissolve, dissipate, evaporate, until only vapor remains. To those who love me, my chosen tribe, and those I adore with all my trembling soul, I promise to paint peace in your storms, to hold your beauty like sacred folklore told anew. If worlds rewind and stories reset, know this: I'd choose to love you in every life. If you've never been there with me on a Wednesday night when we do these, I always ask a question at the end. If that is what we can accomplish in blind collaboration, co-writing with those to whom sometimes we normally would not have spoken, would not have given the time of day, not just those who check our blocks, who fit our likes and categories and all the little things that create the spaces that sometimes make us feel safe, other times lull us as they're actually proven to be comfort zones and echo chambers. No, rather with just whoever's there, whoever's in the room, regardless of similarities and differences, regardless of feelings and thoughts, politics and inclinations, coming together not just in spite of, but with our differences. If that is what we can create in blind collaboration, what can we create in open, deliberate collaboration? As far as the Overpaired Open Mic is concerned, I won't see you guys until next year. First Wednesday, in January. For my trivia nights, of course, still those happening on Tuesdays. Trivia Music Bingo at Dave & Buster's Colorado Springs. This month's trivia is December 30th. It's Seasons Geekings. I haven't seen the work from the writers yet, but I can't wait. However, for open mic, I won't see you guys until the new year. So I hope you enjoyed the Exquisite Corpse we wrote together. Not this week. Open mic was off for last night as Jives closed early for Christmas Eve. It will close early again on New Year's Eve, I believe 2 p.m. But that was what we wrote on December 17th. Kind of makes me wonder, as we go into the new year, how will your next chapter be written? I hope, nothing else, you will keep writing, keep sharing, keep listening, keep learning. I'm North Star. On behalf of the hosting team, including Phoenix and Richard Miller, as well as everybody else at the Overpaired Open Mic and Jives Coffee Lounge, hope that you are enjoying this festive season. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, and a very happy new year.